so in this video, I'm going to be going over 10 cologne fragrances that I think are definitely worth picking up. These are going to be from non-traditional cologne houses. I mean, not mass, or these can be mass marketed cologne houses, not things like Sensual Obsessions, Making Sense, King Fragrances, Alexandria Fragrances, Dua, nothing like that. These are the mass marketed, again, clone houses. I did that because otherwise this would be ridiculous to try to narrow down. So I'm going to go through 10 that I think are absolutely worth picking up. It's going to actually be more than 10 because I'm going to offer some alternatives for some of them, but that's because they're similar. The first one I'm going to go through is probably very obvious. That is going to be the Aventis clones. This is the best by far from the Club de Nuit line. Club de Nuit Limited Edition Parfum is the best, the smoothest version. This is an Aventis cologne. I'm sure all of you are aware of that. If you're not, this is the smoothest. It doesn't have that really harsh lemon opening. It doesn't smell as synthetic. It smells a lot more rounded. It smells actually like pineapple in the opening. And it just smells way better blended, better quality oils. This is really good. Price point on this is around 55, 60 bucks, so it is a little pricey. You could also go with Mont Blanc Explorer. These are the top three that I think from the mass market as far as Aventis clones go. This is like Aventis. It's got a very pineapple-y bergamot opening. It does have more leather and stuff. It's kind of like an Aventis twist. Again, this is Mont Blanc Explorer. You can pick this up for around 35 bucks for 100 mil. Not bad at all for what you get. Some people complain about performance on this. I do believe on my skin, I get better performance from Club de Nuit Intense Man, the limited edition. And again, that's just on my skin. I think it projects better as well. But again, you can't really beat this for $35. And this is going to get you compliments. This is very mass appealing. So is Club de Nuit Intense Man limited edition, but this will definitely get the job done for a fraction of the cost. Even cheaper and just as good quality. This is a tacky bottle, but it's called Are You Serious? It's by Rue Boca. This is $23 on Amazon. I picked up a backup bottle just because it's so damn good. Very juicy pineapple in the opening, no lemon. This is the most, I think, least synthetic smelling. And it's got that brightness. There is a syntheticness to it. They all have one, but this has the brightest of the pineapples of all of them. The juiciest smelling pineapple. Performance on this is not bad either. It's going to last you probably between Explorer and Club de Nuit Intense Man limited edition. $23. I would pick this up on Amazon before it's gone. These are the top three. I think they beat out Supremacy Silver. I think they beat out La Venture. I think they beat out any of the other Insurrection Pure 2, any of the other clones. The Victor one. Again, these top three. So you can pick from those three which one you like. I personally, again, for the price, it's hard to beat this. It really is. I think this is what I would go with. And if you watch my top 10 Aventis clones, or I think it was 10 or 14 actually, this was my first choice for the all-around price point and everything else from a mass-marketed house. Next up, this has got a lot of hype in the community. This is Dior Sauvage Elixir clone. It's called Assad by Latoffa. Now, there's another alternative from Fragrance World called Suave Elixir. Both of them get the DNA pretty close. You're going to get that nice, spicy fougere. Oof. The old school style fragrance smell with a little bit of that modern day Sauvage DNA. Both of them, like I said, get pretty close. Both have nice atomizers. This is sweeter and brighter, the Assad. This is heavier and darker. Performance on both of these, neither of them is close to the real Dior Sauvage Elixir. That is nuclear. You're going to get maybe 6 hours out of the Assad. The Suave Elixir, you're going to get about the same. So as far as performance, they're around the same. Price point, this has gone down. The Assad has gone down. It was really pricey. You can get it for around 30 bucks, I believe now. Suave Elixirs, I believe, is like 35, 40. Out of the two, I would recommend Assad. I like the sweetness. I like it's a little brighter. It's not as dark and dense. Again, though, both of them get very close. So out of those two, I would choose Assad. Next up, these are going to be Tiger clones. This one you've probably all seen, this Tarafi Blue. It smells kind of like Tiger. That's clearly what they were going for. Some people say Bleu de Chanel. Definitely smells more like Tiger. To me, this smells just not as good. Definitely more synthetic than the real thing. Definitely more synthetic than something like Black Panther from Alexandria Fragrances. I think that's a way better clone. But for the price, this isn't bad. It's about 35 bucks. Performance is okay. I get about 6 hours out of it. So it's not a bad pickup. I will say the grapefruit in this comes off kind of more and this is going to sound bad, and it doesn't smell bad, but it kind of reminds me to a little bit, and I've noticed this with the cheaper Tiger clones. It reminds me almost like of a bug spray or something. It's like that kind of citronella bug spray smell. So because of that, I'm not as big on this, but I do think there's a better clone. This is from Fragrance World, surprisingly. It's called Cynthia Tiger, or it might be from Paris Corner. I can't remember. It's one from one of those. If you type the name in eBay, you'll be able to find it. Cynthia Tiger. This smells brighter, juicier, especially in the sillage. This is going to smell a lot closer to the real deal. Performance isn't crazy good on this, and you do get a smaller bottle, but this is an 80 ml. But it smells great. I'm actually going to spray it on now. Great gym fragrance. Out the gate, you're going to get some of that alcohol. It's going to smell slightly synthetic, but as it dries down, it's really going to come into what it is. Again, nice alternative. Both of these aren't bad. Of the two, I think I would go with this. Just buy a little bit. But to be completely honest with you, Alexandria Fragrance is better than both of those. So again, I'm not covering them in this video, but I want to let you know about them. Next up, this one is, in my opinion, the best clone of Acqua di Gio Profumo. This is Jordi Profumo, funny name. It's by Maison Alhambra, as you can see. This has been discontinued, what it's cloning. You can no longer get it. It's officially really off the sites. You can't find it really anywhere. In my opinion, the best Acqua di Gio. Ascends is a close second. Now, it isn't a 1-to-1, but it's close as it's going to get. There is a Al Jahir silver. That is, or Al Jabab, I can't remember how you pronounce it, silver. That's close as well. I think this comes a little closer. Performance on this isn't as good as the original. You're going to get about 5 hours out of it. I think it runs about 30, 40 bucks. Again, from Alhambra, you can check, or Alhambra, you can check this up on eBay if you're looking for it. Not bad at all for the price. Next up is a fragrance from the House of Inicio is what it's cloning. This is Musk Therapy clone. It's called Glorious Oud Royal Blanc. And again, you can see the logo of the company on the bottom. It says Paris. This is a Fragrance World clone. This gets really close. Really close. When I first got this, I sprayed it right out the gate, and I noticed it wasn't very close smelling. Then I brought it in for Sareem, a friend at work, to smell. As soon as he sprayed it to test it, I was like, oh yeah, that's Musk Therapy. So it just initially in transit, some of these Middle Eastern fragrances get this kind of, I think they just need to be sprayed a few times. Maybe it's the heat. I don't know, but nice bottle, real solid. I believe this was about 35 bucks, 40 bucks, something like that. Again, got it on eBay, very heavy bottle. So you can tell presentation is hard to beat, but this smells really good. You're going to get about 7 hours performance out of that. Not bad. Sorry, not bad at all. Next up, I got multiple clones of Layton. This is by Parfums de Marley. This is called Layton. This is again by Alhambra. Smells really good. About 25 bucks. Hard to beat it for 100 ml. You're going to get some of that menthol opening. You're going to get that nice lavender. You're going to get that smooth, creamy vanilla. You're going to get that apple. This is really good. Now, the menthol, the kind of methylated opening that a lot of people complain about, isn't as bright in that. Detour Noir was another one that a lot of people have been talking about. That's about 25 bucks, unless you get it from a price gouger. I think now it's actually up to like 35, but they were going for ridiculous amounts of money online. But you can still find it around the $30 price mark when it's on stock. Both of those are good options. I prefer the Alhambra. Then there's this. This is Loyal Agar. This is one of my favorite clones, as a whole. This is from Luxador Parfums. Much richer, much darker, much more denser version of Layton. This is a heavier take on the DNA. Performs really good. It performs the best out of these. I get about 8 hours out of it. Again, it's dark, heavy. This is a projection monster, especially the first couple of hours. Certainly projects longer and better than the other ones. This ran, I think, about, I want to say, for about 40 bucks for an 80 mil. So it's not super cheap, but it's also not expensive. It is the most expensive out of the three, though. But in my opinion, it's well worth it. Again, it is kind of like a latent twist because it is darker. It's certainly sweet, but it's darker and more dense, more rich than the other two. I think as far as a 1-to-1 clone goes, this does the best, in my opinion, of these, followed by Detour Noir. Forget about Lalique White and Black. I don't think that's worth getting at all. Another one, this is a hybrid, but it is also from Luxador. This is Prince. So this is a combination of Creed Aventis and Initio Oud for Greatness. You're going to get that nice, sweet pineapple opening with that nice, kind of smooth, sterile, oud accord from the Initio. And it is just the most masculine, fresh, mass appealing fragrance really there is. You're going to get easy 8 hours out of this as well. Same price point as the Royal Agar. Highly recommend this. Very unique. Smells very good. Next up, all of you have heard of this. This isn't really directly a clone, but it kind of is. This is Bentley Silver Lake. A lot of people compare this to Acqua di Gio Essenza, which is discontinued and extremely expensive. It does have similarities to it. It's kind of like that, and Profundo almost had like the hybrid or had a baby or something like that. This is very cheap. It was $80 for a long time, but now it's at discounters. You can usually get this for around 35 bucks for 100 ml. Great gym fragrance. It's going to last. It gets about 6-7 hours on my skin. Certainly worth picking up. This other one's brand new. This is Iconic by Armaf, the Club de Nuit series. This is like a Bleu de Chanel with a twist. Some people say it's like it's got Elysium in it. I find it very close to Bleu de Chanel. I can kind of see that because it is fresher. It does have kind of that grapefruit, sterile kind of vibe you get from Elysium. So I kind of get that, but in that opening, as it dries down, it kind of fades. In general, it's very close to Bleu de Chanel. This is one of the best clones out there from any clone house. This and Yes, I Am King are the two that I would recommend. Price point on this is about 50-something bucks right now from Fragrance by CA. I'm sure that'll go down quickly. Last one, and I'm going to do some mentions afterwards with bottles I just don't have with me right now, but I do want to talk about. This is Blend by Latoffa. As you can tell, it's a blend. It comes in this really cool bottle. I think this is about 35 bucks on eBay. Now, this is unique, okay? This is why it makes the list. This is going to remind you of almost a combination of Atomic Rose by Initio and Side Effect by Initio. Imagine a combination of those two. That's what you get here. Very unique. Very nice. You're going to get this nice spicy rose. You're going to get the rum. You're going to get that sweet vanilla. This smells really good. It's amazing winter fragrance. It's certainly going to stand out, and it performs like a beast. This is going to last on you all day, no problem at all. The other honorable mentions I will do that I was going to bring, but I don't have with me because somebody's borrowing them, is the Elysium clone. There's one called Trillium, and there's, I can't remember what the other one's called, Imperium, which is what I have. It smells pretty good. Comes in a really nice bottle, especially because the price has gone down now. Certainly not a bad clone of Elysium. Problem is it suffers from the same performance issues Elysium does. You're lucky if you get 3 hours out of it. So that's the only reason I wouldn't put it on this list. The other one I would put on this list, but I don't have with me, and that is by the same house, Alhambra, that does Leyden. It is called Perseus Exclusive. It is their version of Pegasus Exclusive, and it is very good. It's pretty dang close. I'm going to be doing a 1-to-1 comparison with the real Pegasus Exclusive in a later video. But anyway, these are 10 clones and potentially all other alternatives as well that I think you should pick up 2023. They're all priced really well, and they are my favorites. They get the most wear out of any of them in my collection. Comment below what clones you think I should check out, what you would like me to review, and what's been your favorite, in your collection this past year.